amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, often referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease, honor of the famous Hall of Fame baseball player Lou Gehrig, who was diagnosed with it in the 1930s. The disease leads to the degeneration of motor neurons in the brain and spinal cord. These motor neurons are responsible for sending signals from the brain to the muscles, enabling movement. As ALS progresses, these neurons deteriorate and die, disrupting the communication between the brain and muscles. It's usually diagnosed in people between the ages of 40 and 60, and men seem to be more likely than women to develop the condition. The silent onset. ALS typically begins with subtle symptoms that can easily be overlooked. Early signs include muscle weakness, twitching, and cramping, often starting in the hands, arms, or legs. As the disease progresses, these symptoms worsen, leading to significant muscle atrophy and paralysis. The gradual loss of muscle control affects daily activities, making simple tasks like walking, speaking, and swallowing increasingly difficult. The uncertain cause. The exact cause of ALS remains a mystery. While about 10% of cases are familial, linked to genetic mutations, the majority are sporadic with no clear family history. Researchers believe a combination of genetic and environmental factors may contribute to the disease. Potential triggers include exposure to toxins, oxidative stress, and immune system dysfunction, but no definitive cause has been identified. The challenge of diagnosis. Diagnosing ALS is a complex process that involves ruling out other conditions with similar symptoms. Neurologists use a combination of clinical examinations, electromyography, EMG, nerve conduction studies, and imaging tests to arrive at a diagnosis. This thorough evaluation is crucial for managing the disease and planning appropriate care. The limited treatment options. Currently, there is no cure for ALS. Treatment focuses on managing symptoms and improving quality of life. Medications like Relyvrio work by blocking stress signals in cells to prevent nerve cell death. However, on April 4, 2024, Amylyx Pharmaceuticals announced the discontinuation of Relyvrio. This decision followed the results of the Phoenix trial, a large clinical study designed to confirm the benefits of Relyvrio. Unfortunately, the trial failed to meet its primary and secondary endpoints, meaning the drug was not significantly better than a placebo at slowing the progression of ALS. As a result, Amylyx decided to voluntarily withdraw Relyvrio from the market in the US and Canada. The grim prognosis. The prognosis for ALS is often bleak. The average life expectancy after diagnosis is several years, although some individuals, like the renowned physicist Stephen Hawking, live much longer. The disease's progression varies, but it inevitably leads to respiratory failure as the muscles responsible for breathing weaken. Hawking's longevity with ALS is extremely rare. Most ALS patients live only 2 to 5 years after diagnosis, but Hawking lived for more than 5 decades. Stephen Hawking may have been the longest-living ALS survivor. Researchers are still unsure why he lived so long with the disease, but his case has provided valuable insights into ALS and its variability. Early life and diagnosis. Hawking was a promising young physicist when he began experiencing symptoms of ALS during his first year of graduate school at Cambridge University. He noticed increasing clumsiness and frequent falls. After a series of tests, he was diagnosed with ALS, a condition that progressively weakens muscles and impairs physical function. Living with ALS. Despite the grim prognosis, Hawking continued his studies and research. Over time, he lost the ability to walk and eventually required a wheelchair. By 1985, he had lost his ability to speak and relied on a speech-generating device operated by a cheek muscle. Contributions to science. Hawking's contributions to theoretical physics and cosmology are profound. He is best known for his work on black holes and the theory of relativity. His book, A Brief History of Time, became an international bestseller and brought complex scientific concepts to a broader audience. Personal life. Hawking's personal life was also notable. He married twice and had 3 children. His life story was depicted in the 2014 film, The Theory of Everything, which highlighted both his scientific achievements and his personal struggles with ALS.